I believed I could master my life, loneliness, heartbreak, desires. But that day, I understood how everything had escaped my grasp. This story ignited the most complex and forbidden moments of my life. Recalling the events, my breath quickens and my heart races. This is more than a confession. It's a tale of a woman consumed by loneliness, passion, and complex emotions. At 53, I often catch people off guard when they learn my age. 10 years have passed since I ended my marriage with Edgar. We parted ways because he betrayed my trust, and to this day, no one truly grasps the reasons behind his actions. Not even I. I have always been a polished, graceful, and captivating woman. I've cherished the thrill of being the center of attention, the rush of feeling unique. These last 10 years of solitude have created a profound emptiness within me. Despite my outward strength, the silence of the night reveals the deep emptiness within me. That morning, I prepare to share coffee with my friend Emma. Emma, like me, has experienced divorce. She's a graceful woman striving to find her way after the end of her marriage. On that day, I wore a mini skirt that highlighted my fair legs, complemented by a light-colored blouse. Gazing into the mirror, a faint smile flickered across my face. "I still hold my beauty," I whispered. I frequently had to remind myself of this truth. Meeting Emma at the cafe, we dove into our shared past, exploring the memories and the voids that linger in our lives. We shared the quiet emptiness of our homes and the heartache of unfulfilled relationships. While Emma spoke with enthusiasm, my eyes wandered outside for a brief moment. A familiar face drew my attention. It was Carlos, my nephew. Jake is 24, vibrant, and radiates joy. Even though our meetings are rare, his respect and affection for me remain unwavering. That day, Jake had company. Beside him stood someone who immediately captivated me. With his towering height and broad shoulders, this man commanded attention, his sculpted form striking and unforgettable. I eventually discovered his name, Xavier. At 27, Carlos' friend Xavier was captivating in more ways than one. His presence lingered, leaving a lasting mark. As Xavier's gaze flickered to mine, my heart raced. A feeling I couldn't acknowledge, yet something deep within me had awakened. When Jake arrived to greet me, our exchange was brief, yet meaningful. "Aunt Vanessa, if you need anything, just call me," he said, his voice warm and reassuring. His words brought a faint smile, yet Xavier's gaze weighed heavily on me. Those were meaningful looks. I sensed a deeper truth, yet I decided to let it go for now. Upon arriving home, a huge box awaited me at my doorstep. I received the television and cinematic music system I ordered online last week. As I looked at the box, the overwhelming size hit me. I knew I couldn't manage it alone. Initially, a wave of disappointment washed over me. In that moment, Carlos' words echoed in my mind. "Reach out to me." I picked up the phone and dialed his number. When I called, I discovered that Xavier was there with him. As Jake spoke, a thrilling wave of excitement washed over me. To claim I don't want to see Xavier again would be a lie to my heart. The doorbell rang, and my heart raced with anticipation. Jake walked in, exuding his familiar calmness. But Xavier. The instant he entered, our eyes met with an undeniable intensity. He transformed the room with his mere presence. A silent tension lingered, an unexplainable draw. Those deep brown eyes ensnared me, holding me captive. In that instant, I was blissfully unaware of how an ordinary day would soon unravel beyond my grasp. Now, I understand. It all started with those eyes. Before this tale takes an even wilder turn, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications for more updates. Your support through comments and likes will truly matter at the end of the story. As Jake and Xavier began to set up the TV, I stepped back, taking in the moment. Carlos radiated energy and ease, effortlessly managing the setup with his trademark carefree spirit. In stark contrast, Xavier was a picture of quiet determination, his focus sharp and his movements precise. Each time our eyes locked, a profound connection echoed in the stillness. An unexplainable tension lingered, a pull I desperately tried to resist. I was still in the outfit I had picked for coffee earlier, a mini skirt that bared my legs and a light, flowing blouse. I've always taken pride in my appearance, but that day, as I caught Xavier's lingering gaze, my outfit felt even more significant. Maybe that realization ignited a thrill I was attempting to hide. During the setup, Xavier reached out to hand me a cable, and our hands briefly touched. We instinctively recoiled, yet for an instant, a spark ignited between us. Xavier offered a faint smile and murmured, "Sorry, that wasn't intentional." His voice was steady and courteous, yet the subtle smile on his lips ignited a deep feeling within me. As the setup unfolded, I felt a deep gratitude for their efforts. "I'm deeply grateful to both of you. It's tough managing everything on my own," I admitted. Felipe smiled gently, his serene and magnetic presence lending depth to each word he spoke. He urged, "Don't hesitate to call us for things like this," his voice sincere, yet heavy with unspoken meaning. I turned to Carlos and said, "Once everything is ready, I'm inviting you both to our first movie night. You both must be there." Jake's grin spread instantly. "That's wonderful to hear. Movie nights are always fun," he said. Xavier nodded and smiled softly, yet the warmth in his eyes was solely directed at me. I headed to the kitchen, ready to brew some coffee for both of you. A moment of pause amidst the chaos. As I turned on the coffee machine, footsteps echoed behind me. As I turned, Xavier stood in the doorway, a silent presence that shifted everything. His arms crossed gently, he lingered at the threshold, yet his presence enveloped the kitchen completely. His gaze held me for a fleeting moment, tracing the hem of my skirt, the delicate fabric of my blouse brushing against my shoulders, before it swiftly returned to my eyes. His gaze held an undeniable gravity. "I want to express my gratitude," he said, his voice soft but heartfelt. In that moment, he captivated me. His broad shoulders, muscular arms, and the quiet confidence in his gaze ignited a deep feeling within me. With a faint smile, I replied, "No need for thanks. If anything, I've just added to your workload with this huge TV." Xavier chuckled quietly, leaning against the table, his strong hands gripping the edge as if claiming the space around him. "You seem happy with your choice," he said, his eyes momentarily scanning my body before meeting my gaze again. As I fixed my hair, I responded, "Yes, when you live alone, small pleasures like this matter more." I felt his eyes on me, a silent acknowledgement that lingered in the air. It was unsettling yet thrilling. Xavier's voice lowered, taking on an intimate tone. "Loneliness can be bearable, but sharing it with someone makes everything feel profoundly meaningful." His words struck me. They were more than mere thoughts. They hinted at something profound. My gaze was drawn to his strong build and defined arms. His confidence was magnetic, leaving me momentarily speechless. I clutched the coffee mugs, struggling to regain my composure. "I suppose you're right," I managed to say, though the quiver in my voice revealed my uncertainty. Xavier leaned in, his breath warm against my skin. Locking eyes with me, he said, "If you ever want to test the system, invite Jake and me over." His words seemed like a casual suggestion, yet the tone and the look in his eyes revealed a profound truth. At that moment, Carlos's voice echoed from the living room. "Xavier, can you pass me the cable?" Xavier paused for a heartbeat before nodding slightly. "I'll be right there," he said. In those fleeting seconds, the charged energy between us electrified the kitchen. As he stepped away, his powerful presence remained, forcing me to confront the undeniable bond that had just surfaced. We shared our coffees, exchanging a few words. Xavier and Jake wrapped up the setup, and I expressed my heartfelt gratitude. Carlos, with his usual humor, teased, "Enjoy it, Auntie." Xavier smiled politely, offering help if needed. Our eyes locked one last time, and the energy between us lingered, vibrant and undeniable. Once they departed, silence enveloped the house. The new TV and sound system loomed before me, yet my thoughts were consumed by Xavier. His calm charisma and gentle touches lingered in my mind, drawing me closer to him. As I tidied the coffee cups in the kitchen, something on the table suddenly captured my attention. A delicate flower lay beside a folded note. My heart raced as I opened it, revealing Xavier's neat handwriting. "If you ever need anything, you can call me," he wrote, his phone number just beneath. This simple yet profound gesture made my heart race. He truly knew how to catch me off guard. That evening, I sat in front of the new TV, phone in hand, staring at Xavier's number. Should I reach out or let it go? My emotions swirled, pushing against my reason. I couldn't hold back. My fingers danced across the screen, and I sent a brief message. "Xavier, thank you for the beautiful flower you left today. It truly touched me. If you're available, would you like to share coffee or wine while we test the system?" As I hit send, my heart raced, feeling like it might burst from my chest. A response came swiftly. My phone buzzed, and his words illuminated the screen. "That's a wonderful idea, Vanessa. I'm bringing a bottle of wine over." When Xavier showed up at my door with a bottle of red wine, his confidence took my breath away. His attention to detail and thoughtful nature made him truly unforgettable. "A good wine is vital for a proper system test," he remarked with a subtle smile. Xavier lifted his glass, a gentle smile gracing his lips, and said it was only for special people. The intensity in his eyes left me breathless. This man was more than kind. With every gesture, he filled the void within me. As we turned on the television and tested the music system, the energy between us was so powerful that we barely noticed the music or the screen. Our conversations deepened, and as Xavier leaned closer, the distance between us vanished. Our body language, the eye contact, everything crackled with intensity. "Vanessa," Xavier said, his voice soft yet firm, "I didn't come here tonight merely for the wine. I want to connect with you on a deeper level." Those words stirred every emotion within me. His gaze held me captive. In that instant, the bond between us transformed into something profound. The choice of how to navigate this rising tension lay solely in our hands. As Xavier's gaze pierced through me, a fire ignited within. I gently placed my wine glass on the coffee table and rose to my feet. My fingers brushed the straps of my dress, and I sensed his breath quicken. I stepped closer and smiled gently. "If you truly want to know someone," I said, my voice barely above a whisper, yet the gravity of my words lingered. "Closeness is vital." As the straps of my dress fell away, I caught the admiration and deep attraction in Xavier's eyes. In that moment, the world around us vanished and time stood still, leaving just the two of us. Felipe's eyes swept over me, filled with a palpable desire. He stepped closer, each movement purposeful, narrowing the distance between us. He was so close that I felt his breath warm against my skin. "Vanessa," he said, his voice low and deep, "a woman like you, so strong and bold, is truly mesmerizing." In that instant, my heart raced, yet my face betrayed nothing. I tilted my head, locking eyes with him. "Xavier," I said, my voice unwavering, my gaze unbroken. "Tonight was more than just wine. It was a decision to connect with you." Those words shattered the tension. Xavier's hands found my waist, his strong, assured movements drawing me nearer. His eyes were an ocean, pulling me in. He leaned closer and our lips connected. That kiss. It was a moment like no other. Intense and overwhelming. As Xavier's hands explored my body, an irresistible urge to surrender completely washed over me. My hands found his strong shoulders, his warmth drawing me deeper into the now. No thought, no regret could diminish the weight of this moment. It was more than physical closeness. It was the liberation from years of loneliness and longing. In this moment, it was just Xavier and me. He paused, his gaze piercing into my soul, before shifting his attention to the music system in the living room. In an instant, a tender melody enveloped the room. The soothing rhythm heightened my anticipation as I sank into the couch. In that moment, something profound awakened within me. The music intertwined with my own sounds, a whirlwind of sensations. Time raced by, and my nails had already marked Xavier's back again and again. It had been ages since I felt anything like this, and my body reacted fiercely. My eyes remained shut, hands clutching the couch. For a fleeting moment, I opened my eyes and looked at the TV, wanting to express that this was the best purchase of my life, but I was breathless, and no words escaped me. Xavier showered me with compliments, his kisses relentless and passionate. It was breathtaking. No one had ever been so moved by me, and that only deepened my thrill. I gazed at Xavier, searching for the right words to express how incredible he appeared. His slightly sweaty hair framed his broad, muscular physique flawlessly. In those moments, our bodies would tense in unison. As I reflected on our perfect compatibility, Xavier lay down beside me. I drifted into a deep sleep with him, enveloped by a rare sense of peace and exhaustion that I hadn't experienced in ages. As the first light of morning crept in and I opened my eyes, the empty spot beside me hit hard. I was alone on the couch, and the absence of Xavier left a deep unease within me. I sat up abruptly, scanning the room for him. My gaze fell on the coffee table beside my clothes strewn across the floor. A single flower rested there, accompanied by a folded note.
I seized it and dove in.
I want to take you to a truly special place, and soon. Last night was incredible, but it was just the start of what awaits us. Anticipation fills me. The note ignites a warmth within, intertwined with curiosity. I grasp the flower and smile. Felipe continued to astonish me, again and again. In that instant, I realized this story was only starting, and a journey brimming with emotions I had never known awaited me. Yes, it had been that kind of day, but it was far from over. What happened next will sweep you away in a wave of emotions. Stay with me for the rest of the story. If you're still here, I know my words have touched your heart. There's so much more to discover, and you won't want to miss a moment. Be sure to follow, turn on notifications, and share your thoughts on this story.